Do I have Danny Brown of Browns Amusements on the line?
You do have Danny Brown.
Hi, Danny. How are you doing?
I'm good, good. Great day.
Okay. So do you want to tell us a little bit about Browns Amusements? How old are you?
Our carnival, we started the carnival, my wife and I did 27 years ago.
And you're a traveling carnival, right?
Yep, we are a traveling carnival, and I think we're about 5 states that we travel through. We're based out of Arizona. We go up into the west side of Colorado, over to Utah, a little bit of Idaho, a little bit of Wyoming, just a tad Wyoming, and then on our way through, we're in Nevada, back into Arizona.
Okay.
Yeah.
So did you start this carnival from scratch?
Yes, ma'am. We started it from scratch. We were prior to this, my wife and I, we were in the food and game business, and then we started buying a few rides and started booking a few county fairs, and that's how it started.
Oh, that sounds like a big investment and a lot of work.
Oh yeah, we look back on it, and it was everything. A lot of work, big investment, but it sure paid off.
Okay, so what kind of food booths did you have to start with? I'm curious.
Our food was just most of it was carnival. I call carnival food. We had a big wagon. We did curly fries, and then that's what we still have now. We just kind of improved them, bought newer ones, but big hamburgers, big curly fries, big giant corn dogs. And then on the sweeter side, cotton candy apples, popcorn, everything for the carnival.
Okay, so you don't have. I mean, you just you do shows traveling around, right? You don't have a steady place where you're open all year.
No, ma'am. We go from county mostly. It's either a city event, some city event, run city event that we do, or a county fair.
Okay. All right. So where are you now?
Our carnival this week is in Kingman, Arizona, at the fairgrounds. It opens tonight through Sunday, and then next week we tear down, and Sunday we tear down and head towards Prescott, Arizona, or they call it around there Prescott. So we'll be there all next week.
Okay, so you pretty much work year-round?
Well, anymore we do. It was never that way before, but, we do a lot in our we call our off season, starts about the 1st of November. We start doing lots of corporate events. These corporate events can be rentals for these big casinos, or a commercial, or a movie shoot, or, somebody wants to rent a big Ferris wheel for their kid's birthday party. We seem to do it all.
So how many rides do you have, and what kind?
All out for the summer, we travel with about 35 rides, and we have just about what you need for the carnival. I mean, we have the standard merry-go-round, tilt-a-whirls, Ferris wheels. We got plenty of kid rides, and then we got an orbiter, a zipper, a freak out. I think it just goes on and on. A sizzler, and we got a big Himalaya, big flying bobs. So we got a nice selection of rides.
And do you have good mechanics?
I do, ma'am. Yes, our mechanics are great. They've been with the show, and we use what we call foreign labor, H2B foreign labor, and they've been with us as long as our first. We started 19 years ago using foreign labor, and they've been. Some of them are still with us. We have very little turnover from year to year. Most of our guys have been here for years.
So what kind of concessions do you have?
Well, concessions, the food, we lemonade, carnival stuff, and then on the game side, we own all. We put up about 15 games a week, everything from balloons to or water races where you shoot the water end, baseball games. We have plenty of stuff.
Okay. So what about insurance?
Insurance is a big expense. Over the last few years, it's like everything, it's gone up. Just like diesel fuel. Diesel fuel is a tremendous fuel. It's very, very expensive. Yeah.
Okay. Do you have kids?
Yes, ma'am. I have one. She lives here in the Phoenix area with us, and we said, listen, this is a tough life. Why don't you? We sent her. She went to college, went to ASU, and got a couple of big degrees. She works for a PR company here in the Phoenix area, and
pretty happy. We have one grandchild, 4.5, and we're going to have one more here coming up about the 1st of August.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe they'll be in the carnival business. How would you feel about that?
Well, I think the carnival business is a great business. I just didn't want, at the time my daughter was, wasn't married, and I didn't want her out there by herself. Her husband's great, so we'll see where it goes.
So does your wife work with you?
Yes, my wife works with me. She handles, she handles the office. I got a couple office girls, but she oversees them.
Okay.
And yeah, we've been doing this together. My wife and I, we've been married 42 years, so we've seen a lot of change.
So have you ever done anything else?
Well, when I was younger, I had a couple just odd jobs, but no, this has pretty much been it.
I'm curious. What about your wife?
She had a few odd jobs when she was young, just like I did, and then we got together. We were she was 22 or 3, and I was just a little older, about 25, and we've been doing this ever since.
Mhm. Okay, so what's the hardest thing about running a carnival these days?
I guess that depends on what day it is. It's like I tell people, we are no different than Main Street America. Our problems business-wise, it's employee. Thank the Lord, our employees are pretty good. Not pretty good, they're very good. Fuel expenses is a lot. The fuel expenses are just, it's a lot anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So, just keeping a handle on it, make sure everybody's doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, I noticed you don't have your schedule posted on your website. Why is that?
Well, I have to be honest with you. I used to post my website, and every other carnival in the country kind of knew where I was going, so I stopped doing that. Not that they don't know, but at least I don't post it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I would imagine there's places that you would like to get booked at that you haven't had an opportunity to. Can you tell me about some of that?
Well, we don't have, as far as we call fair dates, there's only a couple that fit our route anymore. Our route's pretty solid. There are a couple that we would like to play, and we'll see what happens. Other carnivals have been in there, and they've done a great job, but, sometimes they're looking for a change. The fairs look for a change. We'll get a call out of the blue, and then it's our turn.
So what states do you perform in again?
Well, we're based out of Arizona.
Okay.
We go up to western Colorado,
mm-hmm.
And then from there we go into the Utah Valley, the corridor of Utah, which up through Salt Lake, up and down, I believe it's 15. It's about 100 miles from top to bottom, and it's all cities, both sides of the freeway. We play their city events or their county events for almost 3 months. And then we go up to play one spot in Wyoming, the Sweetwater County Fair. We've been playing for years, and then we drop into Logan, Utah, back into Utah, and then up to Idaho for about, we're up there. Well, we split the carnival from time to time, so we're both up into Idaho at the same time up there. During the summer, we even split up our carnival. So we, instead of taking 35 rides, we'll take, maybe 20 to one and 15 to the other, or it can be a little more or less, but we have plenty of, rides to do that with.
Okay. Do you handle your own concessions? Do you book concessionaires?
No, we do it. Everything's in house. We own our own food and games.
Okay. All right. Because some of the carnivals do that.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I started out in concessionaire, but I still love the game business, and we do a pretty good job at it. So we're just going to continue doing what we do.
So, say on an average setup, about how many rides are we talking?
Well, we're always at least about 22 rides, a minimum of about 22 rides. I just did the Yuma County Fair, and I had some help from Helm & Sons, and I don't know, we were in the 40s there. Not exactly sure the number of rides. And then from there, I went up to Logandale, Nevada, just last week, and I had somewhere around 25 rides up there.
Mm-hmm. So what's your favorite ride?
Oh, I don't know. The one that runs every day.
I would imagine that's I would imagine that it's a lot of work to keep it going.
Oh, it is. Yeah, it's all. Yeah, if it's a mechanical thing, there's always something. They can run for months, or they can run for weeks, or they have a fit and they don't want to run. Every day they got something. But
are you always looking for employees too?
no, not really. Once we get started, our employee situation is pretty well covered.
Okay. Well, I don't know what else to ask you. Do you have any more comments you would like to make?
Well, the carnival business is sure different than when I was a kid, which means, there's a lot more, it's more, like I say, it's more like Main Street America. We have the same problems, as Main Street America has on any business.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So how do people reach you? Do you want people to reach you?
Well, we have a website, BrownsAmusements.com.
Mhm.
And then you can actually call 602-763-1617.
Okay. All right, Mr. Danny Brown. It sounds like you got your act together. It sounds like a lot of fun.
It is. Well, thank you.
Okay. Mhm. Thank you, Danny.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.